What's going on, fam? You ever want to learn how to pick a lock like they do in Hollywood movies? Well, stay tuned because today we're going to learn how to pick a lock with a paperclip. Welcome to the Skill Tree, where we learn how to do just about everything. Okay, so Hollywood loves to use this skill to show how competent or clever the main character is. You know it, you've seen it a million times. While looking around for a clue or trying to make a daring rescue, our protagonist comes into the rogue's ultimate enemy, a locked door. No worries though, our hero is smarter than the average locked door, and using just the things around him is able to bypass that lock and continue on his quest. Well, you are the hero of this story, and I'm sure you're just as clever as any lock out there. So, let's learn this skill. Fortunately, I purchased this cutaway lock so you guys can see exactly how it works on the inside. Okay, so lock consists basically of three parts. This outer casing, an inner cylinder, which is what turns, and pin tumblers. The tumblers are what you're actually going to be picking. So as you can see, all the tumblers have springs behind them, keeping them in a down position. Also note that each one of these tumblers are cut in half. When you insert the key into the lock, notice where all of them are cut, line up. This is called the shear line. That break in the pins has to line up with that cylinder in order for that cylinder to be able to turn and for the lock to unlock. The lower part of the tumblers are all in various sizes. That's why your key has all those different dips and valleys into it. Those pins will fit into it differently depending on how long they are. And again, once that shear line is lined up, that lock will turn. Okay, so now we know how it all works. Let's make some picks to bypass it. I'm going to use a paperclip because it's what I have lying around, but you can use like a hairpin or any other flexible piece of metal. Start by straightening out the paperclip and then breaking it in half by bending it back and forth. So you need two tools to pick a lock. Any movie where you see somebody roll up with just a single thing and pick that lock is a lie. You need the actual pick, and you need a thing called a tension wrench, which keeps tension on the cylinder the whole time you're picking the lock. It's going to make sense as to why in a little bit. First, let's start by making that tension wrench. Take half your paperclip and fold over about a ½ inch from the tip so that it's flat against itself. Then fold that over into a 90-degree angle. Now again at the very end, fold in another ½ inch so it's touching. This part's going to be the handle just for comfort. And that's it, one half of it done. Now for the pick. I like to start by folding about a ½ inch in, just so I have something to hold on to. Next, insert the tip of the pick about 1/8 inch into the lock itself and use it to bend the pick at about a 45-degree angle. You don't want this angle to be too severe or else it'll get caught in the pins while you're trying to put it into the lock. And that's it, you have all of the ingredients you need. You have a pick and you have a tension wrench. Let's pick a lock. Start by inserting the tension wrench into the bottom of the lock. Apply pressure in one direction and then the other. You should see the cylinder move a little bit more one way than another. That would be the way if you inserted a key into the lock that you would turn it to actually unlock the door. With the tension wrench firmly in place, apply gentle pressure to the cylinder in the direction it moved. Can't stress this enough. Gentle pressure on that tension wrench. Just enough so that the cylinder is under pressure, but you're not actually pushing down on the thing. Alright, here's the fun part. Insert the pick all the way into the back of the lock, and coming forward one by one, test each one of the tumblers. At this point, most of the tumblers should move up and down pretty easily. Keep testing it until you come across one that offers more tension than the others. When you find it, slowly push up with the pick until you feel the tension on your wrench lessen a little bit. So due to machining errors, each one of those tumblers aren't going to be perfect. Some are going to be a little fatter than others. So by pushing that slightly thicker tumbler out of the way, the whole cylinder is able to shift just a touch, and that's what you're feeling in your tension wrench. Now repeat the process, testing each one of the tumblers to see which one is under more resistance, and then proceed to apply pressure until you feel the tension lessen on the wrench. Once you've done this to the last tumbler, the cylinder should turn freely and you have unlocked that lock. Just take your time with it. It's really easy to push those tumblers too far up past that shear line, in which case your tension wrench is now holding it in place and you're going to have to let that tension wrench go and let them come back down, pretty much starting over again. I will say this is very much a skill. The sensitivity to be able to feel when the tumblers move and feel exactly how much pressure you have to put on that wrench, it takes a little bit of getting used to. But persevere and you will get it. And that's it. Go practice your lockpicking skills. But before you do, if you liked what you saw, please hit the like button. Also be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you know when I release new content. Until next time, happy picking and keep leveling up, you.